I'm also going to give you 5 tips. Tip number 5. Oh. What is up, YouTube? If you're new to the channel, welcome. Oh my god, I didn't like that. What is going on, YouTube? If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Marvin, and you are now tuned in to Slingin Lures. Alright, y'all, so not only are we going fishing today, I'm also going to give you 5 tips to keep in mind whenever you come out fishing. These are things that I always consider. I almost tripped over a rock. It helps to pay attention to where you're going. These are things that I always keep in mind whenever I come out and I'm trying to figure out the bite. So when we get to the spot, I'm going to get you on the neck mount, and then we're going to get right into tip number 1. Alright, y'all, tip number 1 is match the hatch. This is probably the most common phrase in fishing. If you're just hearing this for the first time, or maybe you've heard it before but you weren't sure what it means, basically, whatever your target species is, what is their primary food source? What do they normally eat? And honestly, it could be as simple as walking up to the water's edge, taking a look at what's in the water. A good pair of polarized sunglasses can help you out with this, but sometimes you just can't see anything. If for whatever reason you're not able to figure out what your target species normally eats, a bait fish imitation is a great place to start. That's what we've got on today. We've got a soft plastic paddle tail on one rod, and on the other rod we've got a soft plastic jerkbait, also known as a fluke or a minnow. Alright, so our first combination is a light setup. This is the Phenix Recon Elite. It's a 6'9", light, fast action. The reel we've got on here is the Daiwa Ballistic MQ LT 1000. For our lure, we've got the Hook Savvy 3-inch soft plastic paddle tail, and the color is Andromeda. I've got it on a BKK jig head. This is a 7 gram or 1/4 ounce with a 2-aught hook. I believe the tide just peaked, so we're fishing the outgoing tide. We're going to start casting to our left because the mouth of the bay is to our right, so that means from where we're standing the water is moving from left to right. Freaking hot right now. The sun's already beaten down. Oh, we just got tapped. Dang it. Ah, that was a bite for sure. Let's cast back over there, see if we can get it. Little bait fish just jumped out the water. I actually can't see what's in the water right now. It's not all that clear, but I saw that little bait fish jump, so I know there's bait fish. And it was honestly about the same size as my lure. So we know we're on the right track, throwing the right thing. We just got to find the fish. Alright, so tip number 2 is going to be presentation. So we know we're imitating bait fish. how we want to present that to our target species is something to consider. There's different options, right? We saw that little bait fish jump out, so we know they're probably like 2 or 3 inches long, and there's all different kinds of lures that could fit that profile, right? There are small metal jigs, hard plastic lures, and then of course what we're throwing are soft plastic lures. If you go the route of a metal jig or a hard plastic lure, you're kind of limited. You're throwing what you're throwing, that's what it is. But if you're throwing a soft plastic, you have options. How do you want to rig that up? If you don't know where to start, or you don't know a lot of different rigs, check out my video, The Simplest and Most Versatile Fishing Technique. It's a great tutorial on fishing the drop shot, so check that out. Otherwise, we've got a jig head on this rod, and then on our other rod, we've got the Texas rig. That's going to be a weedless presentation, whereas the jig head, we have an exposed hook. Oh, come on, man. Oh my goodness. I broke off. No way. Oh, okay. Alright, so we're gonna have to go ahead and retie. That's a shame. I'm pretty sure I got bit though. Dang, wasn't even recording. Okay, so we retied our lure. We had no idea that our GoPro on the neck mount overheated and shut off. Turned it back on, and then I forgot to hit record. Having some technical difficulties right now, but we're back up and running. We'll give a couple more casts here, and then we'll probably move. Got bit right away. Did y'all see that? They're biting the tail, man. They're not taking the whole thing. If that was a Kitech, for sure I'd probably be missing a tail already. So kudos to Hook Savvy. The material that they use is pretty good. Alright, so tip number 3 is water column or water depth. What that means is my target species, where in the water column are they usually found? You could be fishing, we'll just say for example, right, 15 feet deep. The species that I'm targeting is spotted bay bass. I know that I'm not going to find spotted bay bass at the top of the water column, right? So I'm letting it sink down all the way to bottom, basically. I'm not throwing a lure that only dives like 3 feet or something. I'm not throwing a top water, right? That wouldn't make any sense. I want a lure that's going to pretty much sink all the way to the bottom. If you're dock fishing, that's a different story, right? I do believe that if there is structure for spotted bay bass to hold to, that they'll suspend. But if you're out here fishing the shore like I am, they're tucked away in that grass, so they're going to be on bottom. On the flip side, if I'm targeting mackerel or bonito, I know that my chance of catching them on bottom is going to be slim. Typically, you find them anywhere from the middle of the water column to the top. So I'm not going to be throwing the drop shot if I want to catch bonito or mackerel. Not to say that it won't work. I have caught mackerel on the drop shot, but it's usually as soon as it hits the water and it starts sinking all the way down. So they're eating it in the middle of the water column. So that's something to keep in mind. Tip number 3 is water column or depth. And a good way to know how deep you're fishing is to count down, right? So let's make this cast. It helps to know how fast your lure sinks, but you don't necessarily need to. So let's make this cast, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about like 6 seconds or so, right? That's when the line stopped moving. If I wanna fish the middle of the water column, then I would probably count down to about 3 before I engage the bail and start my retrieve. You don't want to close the bail right away as soon as it hits the water, because that'll basically cause the lure to pendulum back towards you. What you want to do is you want to feed line out and make sure it sinks straight to the bottom. Alright, let's move spots. Let's move down. I had gotten out earlier. It's freaking hot right now. I'm already sweating. Okay. It's a beautiful day out though, other than being pretty warm. Okay. That's kind of way down there, but all these rocks that move. Alright, let's go down this way. Oh, look at that. There's a freaking hole in that rock. That's weird. I wonder what did that. Still throwing our little 3-inch lure from Hook Savvy. Alright. Let's catch a fish. So if you're still sticking around with us, we've gone over 3 tips to help get bit. We've certainly gotten bit, but we haven't hooked up and put any fish on the board. Not yet anyway. We've got 2 more tips to go through. But before we get into that, I honestly want to catch some fish. So let's go ahead and do that. The wind is starting to pick up just a little bit, and I think that's going to be a little bit of a challenge because I'm throwing some light stuff right now. But I think we can still get them. Oh my goodness! Took the tail, man! Again! Not swallowing it though. That was a bite, man. I need them to swallow the whole thing though. Playing with me. These fish are playing with me. Oh, look at that. Got a little wrapped up in itself. Bit again. So weird. They're not swallowing the whole thing. Oh man. A little bit tough. Wasn't expecting it to be so hot today, but that's my fault. I probably should have looked at the weather. I'm feeling it, y'all. This is the cast. Dang, bit again. We keep getting bit on this, but they're just not swallowing it. We'll probably pick up the other rod. Alright, this is my medium heavy setup. It's the Shimano Zodius. This is a 7.3, and for the reel, we've got the Shimano Stratic CI4 Plus. It is a 2500 size reel. And then for the lure, this is the Zoom Super Fluke Jr. It's 4 inches long, and the color is Arkansas Shad. And we've got this rigged on a Texas rig. Uh-oh. Other GoPro shut off. I'm thinking maybe it overheated. Tough day today. It right there. So we're getting bit on both lures, right? But man, they're just like tail nipping right now. They're not swallowing these lures. Oh, come on, man. We got bit again. They're not swallowing it. We are struggling today, y'all. I'm over here giving you guys tips and I'm not even catching anything. Then the GoPros are overheating. Welcome to the Slingin Lures halftime recap. But before we get into it, if you're still sticking through, drop a comment down below, let me know you're hanging with us. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. Now let's go ahead and give a little review over how things have been going. We've been fishing for a couple of hours of the outgoing tide. It has now switched and the tide is coming in, but it's been tough. I got several bites on the paddle tail. Haven't been able to convert any into hookups. They're just like hitting the tail, but they're not swallowing the whole thing. I've also had a couple bites on soft plastic jerkbait. Same story, man. They're just hitting the tail, but they're not picking the whole thing up. So we're probably gonna make a couple switches as far as lures go. We've covered 3 of the 5 tips so far. The first tip was match the hatch. The second tip was presentation. And then the third tip was water column and depth. We're gonna get right back to fishing, and I'm gonna give you guys tips number 4 and 5. So we're back at the spot where we caught the bonito in our 4th of July video. We're still throwing our soft plastic paddle tail by Hook Savvy, and we've got the jerkbait on the other rod, soft plastic jerkbait. The wind has definitely picked up. We're still gonna try though. Let's go ahead and get right into tip number 4. Tip number 4 is your retrieve. And that's going to be the style of retrieve that you use and the cadence, which is, you know, the speed, the tempo. Your retrieve is going to depend on the style of lure that you're using, but also the mood of the fish. Right now, because I'm throwing a soft plastic paddle tail, I'm going to want to perform retrieves that are going to give that paddle tail action, right? So the most common thing is just going to be a straight retrieve. I do like to throw pauses here and there. And then also, you can drag, reel at the slack. I think we just got bit there. Drag, reel at the slack, and that's another retrieve that'll work. Now maybe you're using a soft plastic jerkbait. What kind of retrieve would you do there? There's a few. Jerkbaits are known for being fished as the name states, jerking. Alright, mind out of the gutter, y'all. But you can twitch, twitch, pause. Twitch, twitch, pause. You can also hop it on bottom, where I'm just kind of like popping the rod tip, reeling up the slack, popping the rod tip, so it's kind of just hopping along the bottom. And then also you can do another thing called stroking. Basically, you raise your rod tip and let it fall. Raise your rod tip, so you'll do like 2. Raise, raise, let it fall. And those are different techniques that you could use. That's tip number 4, retrieve style and cadence. You can't tell me there isn't a fish that doesn't want to eat this thing though. Come on. Ooh, stingray. Oh, I think that's a butterfly ray. Yeah, y'all probably ain't picking that up, but good size. Probably like, how, almost 2 feet wingspan. Don't see too many butterfly rays around, but they're here. We're gonna change this lure out. I mean, this thing got bit a bunch. Just couldn't hook up. Give these a go. The lure that we just put on is the Berkley Gulp Minnow. It's a 3-inch and the color is Starry Night. I'm pretty confident in this one, even though I've actually not fished this one before. Some of y'all will probably be like, what? I've fished many products from Berkley actually, just not this one for whatever reason. Alright, so because we have that soft plastic jerkbait on, right? It's a straight tail. We're gonna need to impart some action on this, right? It's not gonna just, oh my goodness. We're on, just like that. We have our first fish. Let's go. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay. Yep, it's a spotty. Hopefully we can get this up here, man. Oh, okay, yeah, we could get this one up. Whew. Okay. Probably can't see that down there, but in this throw he's actually got something. Alright. So, there you go, right? Nice spotty, maybe like a 10-incher, maybe 11 inches. Kind of thin. But let's pop that out. You bit the Gulp Minnow. There you go. First fish of the day. Very nice. Ooh, I was getting scared there. Alright, let's take a good look at this spotty. Nice healthy fish. Thanks for letting me catch ya. Off you go. Yes, finally. Okay, that was a success. All right, y'all, so I'm super glad that we caught that spotted bay bass, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. This leads right into our fifth and final tip, but let's just take a look real quick, because I've been throwing another lure, the Zoom Super Fluke Jr, which is only an inch longer than the Gulp Minnow. Oh, our GoPro is shutting off, but it's okay. So they look exactly alike. What's the difference? Why did the Berkley Gulp work and the Zoom Super Fluke didn't? This subject is controversial. It's debatable. So leading up to tip number 5 is scent. Berkley is known for infusing their lures with scents. There's a lot of other lure companies that do the same thing. Kitech is one of them. They have a squid scent. Strike King has coffee scented lures. So there's different kinds of lures with scents infused into them. You can also buy bottled scents that you can apply to lures. I don't really use those ones. I just buy the lures that already have it. So it's up to you to try which one you want to use. You could get scented lures, or you could buy bottled scents and apply them to your lures. Some fishermen swear by it. Some fishermen think it doesn't make a difference. Here's what I think. When it gets tough like this and you're not getting anything, you're getting bit but you're not hooking up, sometimes you just need a little bit of an edge, right? A little bit of an advantage. And I think having that scent really can convince a fish to bite onto a lure and hold onto it. And you saw that there. Just made the cast, was trying to explain how to retrieve it, and we got bit right away. Alright, y'all, so we're back in the truck. I was gonna shoot the outro outside, but the wind is ripping super hard, and you got helicopters flying around, and we're right across from the airport, so there's just a lot of noise going on, plus it was really hot. Anyways, let's go ahead and review the 5 tips that we discussed. Tip number 1, match the hatch. It helps to know what your target species generally eats. But you could also take a look in the water if you have a good pair of polarized sunglasses and the water's clear enough to see if there's anything in there. Tip number 2 is presentation. Now that we've figured out what it is our target species usually eats, how are we going to present that? What are we going to throw? Is it a metal lure, hard plastic lure, a soft plastic lure? And then what are we going to throw that on? What rig are we going to use? Tip number 3 is water column or depth. If you're targeting spotted bay bass or halibut, chances are you're not throwing top water or something that only gets down 2 to 3 feet. You want to throw something that sinks to the bottom. On the flip side, if you're targeting mackerel, bonito, barracuda, maybe even corvina, I tend to find that those fish are swimming from the middle of the water column to the top. So I'm not going to be throwing a drop shot if I'm targeting those fish. Not saying that it won't work, but there's other techniques and lures that would be better suited for that. Tip number 4, your retrieve style and the cadence. This is totally going to depend on the kind of lure that you're using and also the mood of the fish. It helps to try out different retrieves so that you could increase your chances of getting bit. Tip number 5. If tips 1 through 4 aren't working out and you're still struggling, much like we were today, try out something with scent. Use a lure that's already got scent that's infused, or you could purchase a bottle that has scent in it and you can apply that to your lures. There's a lot of debate on whether this is something that actually works or makes a difference. Personally, I believe that it works. Fish have nostrils, they can smell, and I think when the bite is really hard, sometimes just that little edge is what's going to make a difference between getting skunked and catching a fish. Hopefully that helps you out. If you got any value out of this video or you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, smash that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Slingin Lures. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next video. Until then, peace and tight lines. These are things that I always consider. I almost tripped over a rock. It's freaking hot right now. I'm already sweating. Some of y'all will probably be like, what? Just like that? Yes. What is up, YouTube? If you're new to the channel, welcome. Oh my god, I didn't like